Was it quiet last night for you then?
Oh no, there's another one.
Oh, you
Yeah.
too.
I left the trap out, but it didn't go for it. I think it's seen its mate get snagged by one, so it's wary. But listen, if it gets hungry enough, it'll go for it. It'll go for it. So yeah, it's horrible. I'd rather not think that they're on the boat, but they must be. They must be. Do you know what's odd though, right, Kevin? Is that they didn't. I stayed overnight up by Hawkesbury Junction. I came out of there and stayed about a mile down the canal, quiet spot, and I never heard anything that night. Now, so I thought, oh well, I must have been in the clear, but the night I arrived here, I heard them. Look at the state of that. Oh. Well, we'll all thaw out in a day or two. Yeah.
I'll get a few things charged again. That's what I was thinking. It's going to be sunny today. I'll get a few things charged again, and then I'll do the move tomorrow. So I'll see you.
Oh, are you popping down anyway, mate? Yeah. Well, if you're handy, if I'm at the town centre, I'll let you know. Just comment on one of them videos or something. Bloody rope. It's like electric cable. There we go. Gloves on, Kevin, when I'm handling this. Don't want to start off your cruise with frozen fingers, yeah. It's like a load of wire. Right, if I put that there, that'll do. Right, we're good to go, mate.
I'll give you a push out.
Oh, thanks a million, Kevin, mate. Nice one. So, remember what we said about the axe murderers? They're everywhere. So yeah, hopefully I might see you in a couple of days down the way there, you never know.
Yeah, right. Okay then, Tony.
Yeah, lovely, and if I don't, lovely to meet you, Kevin, mate. You take care.
Thanks for your help, yeah.
Oh, no problem at all, mate. You any time at all. You have a nice day, mate. Fingers crossed, I'll see you soon. Take care. What's going on, man? Well, I'm leaving Brinklow for the last time this winter. That's what's going on. It got down to, I think, about -5 here. But obviously, it's pretty warm with the stove on and everything. 4 kilowatt stove in a small space, no problem. I even left a window ajar for ventilation. But yeah, Brinklow over there, and over here, just agricultural fields on the right. Looks like miles and miles of agricultural fields, nothing going on. So that's the scenery done for a while. Feel like I'm going to have to get some gloves on. Partly me being an idiot and partly it just being a bastard of a water point. Anyway, so that took forever, but I got back and it was too late to press on into Rugby, but now it's not. So I feel like we don't have to feel. The facts don't care about my feelings. It's 10:30, which is later than I thought I was going to start. I was looking for about a 10 o'clock start today. 9:30, 10 o'clock, so I'm half an hour better. But I did have a little natter with Kevin there. Absolutely smashing bloke. Unfortunately, out of sight now around the bend. He's a continuous cruiser like myself all year round. He sort of sticks to this region, sort of 50-mile region or whatever, generally. And he's on his way, so he might be following me down to Rugby in a few days. We shall see. I might sort of. It's sort of like a cowboy hat, but because I've got this freakishly large skull, it looks like a trilby on me. George Melly goes boating sort of look. Not expecting lots of boat traffic today. It is a Thursday and we're drawing towards the end of November. The daylight temperature today still isn't above freezing. It won't be until this afternoon apparently. It's still just below freezing or hovering around freezing. But in the next few days, the daytime temperature could go up to like 10 degrees. It's a world of difference because there's going to be a storm. And it's going to be, apparently I was asking Kevin, is it one of those ones, sometimes if you're on the edge of the storm in the UK, it just feels like it's been a bit blowy, and sometimes if you're closer to the action, it does feel a bit more stormy. And I was wondering which one it was. He reckons it's going to be a proper one, so I'll check out the forecast later. The problem with winter cruising and clothing is, initially anyway, your perception is, well, I can walk through the park with a shirt and a fleece on, fine. What's your problem? It's being stood still. Your heat just seems to drain out much quicker when you're stood still. Speaking of which, I've got a neck warmer, but I think I'll save that for when it's windy. So yeah, you need more clothes than you think you do, basically, if you're new to the game. In other news, there's another rat. I described in a video that I sort of did on the way back from the coal trip. I described how I had an encounter with a rat. Well, it was yesterday morning. I put a trap out because I've been hearing them for days. Put a trap out there because they were taking poison. It was disappearing, blocks of poison, and they seemed to be as vigorous as ever. It wasn't having any visible effect. Well, to judge from the noises, scritch scratch jumping around in the cratch, scritch scratch. They were jumping in the cratch. Rock and roll, folks. So. Yeah, another rat. I got one. It was caught in the trap. It was caught in the trap, and I think it was injured, badly injured, but it wasn't killed. And it suddenly came to life when I tried to eject it from the boat. So we had a bit of a struggle, but I got it out of the boat and I dispatched it, and I shall go into no more detail. If you want to know, there's a short video about the whole incident. It's starting to freeze. Can you hear it? There's leaves flowing along underneath the surface, you can perhaps just see. Very, very thin. It's just starting to form. Yeah, there's more. Can you hear that? That's the ice cracking on the bank. Very, very thin. If we had another 2 days of these conditions, I think this would ice in. Yeah, I did a video, a short video about the rat. It didn't seem like the right subject matter for a normal cruising video, and the struggle with the rat. And I thought maybe I'd hoped that might be the end of the matter, but it wasn't. I heard the noise again last night. So there is another one. Left a trap out for it, but it's not taking it. Checked it this morning, it's not taking it. Probably because it's seen its amigo basically, smashed a bit by the one yesterday, so it's wise, but who knows. I'll leave it out there, see what happens. I'll get some poison as well. I'll probably take a little shopping trip into Rugby this afternoon. Do you know, I haven't even checked if there's a Waitrose. They do this thing, I was having it every other day when I was at Northwich for like 2 weeks. Karalan style chicken, like a stir fry. Oh my god. It's the nicest thing. The nicest thing I'd eaten for about 2 years. Beautiful. And that includes the many pies that I've scoffed as well. So it'd be good to reacquaint myself with the product. Milton Keynes, I feel, is a sort of not a posh place, but I don't really know what it is. It had a reputation for being a bit bland, because it's all roundabouts and square grid layout of the roads and stuff. But I don't know what the people are like, the place is like, so I'm looking forward to it. Like, it was the butt of many jokes for being this bland, you know, city designed by planners in an office with no real artistic inspiration. You know, it's got that kind of reputation. I don't know if it's deserved. No idea. Perhaps visually it is, I don't know. But I'm curious anyway. I'm slightly worried because there was a report of a boat stolen, a narrowboat stolen in Milton Keynes. I think it was just last week. It was just last week. The police managed to find it. The thieves had apparently they painted the boat white. It was originally red and black apparently, and they painted it white. A very quick paint job to evade detection, obviously, and sailed it down. I don't know what canal they'd used, but they'd gotten as far as Gloucester. Oh my God, look at that. Look what someone's done. Look what someone's done to that bridge. Hang on. They've absolutely smashed into it. I can't even imagine what speed they must have been doing to take a chunk out of the brickwork like that. I can't even imagine. Really irresponsible. Really irresponsible. We've got to go through a short tunnel, the New Bold Tunnel first. So that's about a mile away now. And then we're kind of pretty much on the final approach. I'd rather not, right? I'd rather not get a mooring like this, which I think the New Bold Tunnel is. It's overlooked by trees like this. I mean, one issue with trees is the possibility of them falling down. And we have got a storm coming up. And I've heard people poo-poo the possibility. I've heard people just go, no. I almost sounded like Frankie Howard again there, didn't I? Oh no, Mrs. No. I seem to lapse into this involuntary Frankie Howard impersonation. Oh no. Anyway, whatever it was I was saying, I've forgotten now. Sometimes when you're cruising along, the toilet break situation's weird. Like the bladder's a weird thing. It's not a very cooperative thing either, but you're cruising along and your bladder's like, okay, I'm taking a back seat. I'm not going to force the issue, you know. I'm going to be civilised about it. And then there comes a point where it seems to go, right, no guys, we're pushing the big red button. We're going to DEFCON 5. We need a break right now, basically. And things get really urgent. Or you feel okay until you stop. You pull in, and then all of a sudden your bladder realises it's game on. And you're like, oh God. That's why I don't like mooring with a full bladder. Sorry, this is awful, isn't it? But yeah, I like to, if I can, not moor up whilst I'm desperate to visit the gents, as it were. Bit gritty this, but. And unfortunately, right on cue, as we pass the Armco and a chance to conveniently and easily stop, my bladder decided to escalate its demands. So I'm definitely not going to make it to Rugby. It's a case of where. The New Bold Tunnel is now about half a mile away, I think. So that's a realistic option. It feels more like a community as you come further south. It's more obvious that people are living on their boats, and it feels like there's more community amongst them, the different boaters. I don't know whether that is true, but that's the way it feels. Anyway, the places I've been, have felt different in little ways in the northwest. This feels like a proper community situation, the boats that you see down here. There's no Armco, so there's no chance of a comfort break here. Hopefully there'll be something, there'll be a little stretch or perhaps a ring randomly there, I don't know, we'll see how we go. And that's not too bad actually. I don't think you could really cycle that. Don't think you'd feel totally safe cycling it. And it wouldn't be that much fun to walk, but you know, sometimes you've got to negotiate a few hundred yards of this every time you step off the boat to go somewhere. That's winter boating for you guys, you know. But the upsides are worth it. The upsides are worth it. It's so lovely and it's so peaceful. That even though when I say things like that, all it is to say just bear this in mind. You know, it is a thing that you don't always see on videos. The more squalid side of liveaboard life in winter and things. But to me, it's still worth the pleasure of winter cruising. I'm getting a bit chilly now. I feel like I could do with another shirt. Another woolen shirt would have been great. I thought about a heated gilet, like vest gilet thing, whatever they're called. I thought about one of those. Anyway, for some reason I didn't feel the need of it. Perhaps because Dave and Di were making me work all the locks. So I was being worked to within an inch of my life, basically, by those two scoundrels. So I never needed warmer garments, really. Nah, I am joking, obviously, you know. I'm not really joking. Absolute scumbags. No. I'm going to slow the boat down, get myself to pretty much a stop, and then I can nip in. Okay. That's it. Perfect. Just in time, a boat is appearing around the bend ahead. There we go. So, as ever, I was educated by watching one of Trev's videos the other day about this area, and he pointed out that the canal hasn't always run straight ahead. This was the course of the canal originally. I'll tell you what, it's nippy as well. I have to get the gloves back on. I'm just bimming along a tick over here. I haven't increased the revs after going past all those moored boats, so let's do that. Right, New Bold Tunnel is, we're close, third of a mile, close-ish. And in fact, is that it up ahead? I can see a structure, but it doesn't look like a tunnel because it's so wide. It's a perspective thing, right? As you approach this tunnel, it looks like just like a bridge because it's so wide, and you don't see the depth of it, the 200-yard depth. You don't get an impression of it. And I'm just basically looking, because it's so wide, it's easy to see, and it's short. It's easy to see if boats are approaching from the far end. New Bold Tunnel, yeah. 189 metres. Do you know what though? Like, two boats could theoretically pass. I wouldn't want to do it. I can really see why people don't bother. Well, I'm so busy gesticulating that I've hit the bank. One of the widest tunnels I've ever been in. This is absolutely shameful. Oh my God. I'm not even going to make an excuse for that. That's a disgrace. That is an absolute disgrace. To hit the sides in a U-bolt tunnel is unforgivable. You sort of get pinned against the side in this tunnel. Once you're on it, it's really difficult to get off. I'm disappointed. Now, not just like jokingly disappointed, genuinely with that. That's awful. And it's straight as well. It's not even on a bend, where you do sometimes struggle to get off of a bend. Oh, any proper boaters watching this, don't comment rudely. I know how pathetic that was, I really do. So this is the Barley Mow. These are the moorings at Newbold. There's mooring for a water point. There's the Barley Mow pub. There we go. Oh. Morning. There we go, got away with it. I mean, I'm going really slow, but it's very annoying to be hit, even a glancing blow. Waterside mooring, what's this? Right, so these are now, wow, £150 a day if you overstay. Bloody hell. So there must be some kind of an agency now monitoring who's mooring and who's staying too long, in this area anyway. But that's a bit scary. That it's not a CRT sign, it was a black sign with white lettering. The last thing we want to see on the waterways is some kind of avaricious parking enforcement company. That we don't need. £150 a day charge if you overstay on those 48-hour moorings. Once those sorts of companies get involved, you know, well anyway, I'm not going to have answered that. I just think they're despicable. They're absolutely despicable. I know that people take the mick when they park. There's another boat. I know people take the mick when they park. I'm going to try and get past this GRP and then tuck in. So all of a sudden it's picked up here. But so 2 boats in 2 minutes after only seeing one all morning. So let's have a look. We're still actually a mile away. Believe it or not, we're a mile away from the town centre moorings I was mentioning. Well, we're going through a built-up area and we'll go past the retail park on the right, the famous retail park that I've been prattling on about for weeks with the M&S. Mooring wise, what have we got? I don't think we got much mooring now. No. That mooring there, whoops, let's get off the bank. That mooring we just passed was your last opportunity till the town centre. Well, I say that like you could moor on pins here. Although I spent a couple of days in Rugby, I only really visited the local show one day. So I didn't get a flavour for what the place is like. I've got no idea. Is it rough? Is it nice? It's got the famous school, the famous public school in town somewhere. And so my assumption was like, at first was, oh well, if it's got this famous uber posh public school, it must be like a nice town, it must be. But I've really got no idea. I suspect it could easily not be. Very nice. Look at these things, look. All the cows chilling out. Right, okay. I think something's going on up ahead. Right, it's a CRT workboat. I don't know if they're doing vegetation, but ahead of me there's a CRT workboat. I don't know if I have to wait for them or if I can just, if they make space. I don't know what will go on. A boat's just come this way, so I presume you can get past. But let's approach slowly and play it by ear. I'll just see what they do. I'm not like in a desperate rush. Maybe what they'll do is move over to the offside and let me pass, who knows? I'll find out in a mo. Looks like they're pulling in to let me past. And they would do this because boat traffic will be constant. Morning. That's got some engine on it, that thing, I'll tell you. I think they're cutting back vegetation, overhanging branches by the looks of things. They've got like a big arm, well you saw it didn't you, some kind of hoist arm thing. Right, so I'm getting vibration. I'm getting vibration in the prop. Let's have a quick burst of reverse. Now forward. And hopefully that sorted it. But that suddenly started like getting a bit jerky and a bit, so perhaps the leaves just built up, I don't know. It feels okay now. God, the water's going to be freezing as well. I have to go down the weed hatch. Even with my glove on, I've got this arm length glove, arm length latex glove, and I was going to say it makes me look like a serial killer. It would take more than that, but anyway, this arm length glove for the weed hatch, I used it in the winter of 21, and honestly, even with this glove, my hand was dry. It was freezing cold. It was so cold. On a day like today, the water is painfully cold. You have to get like hot water, a bowl of hot water or something. Particularly the hands, you know, you have to get your hands in. As soon as you come out of the weed hatch, get your hands warmed up. Do you know something though, guys? The solar panel started to thaw out this morning in the sun, but it's stopped thawing out. It's starting to freeze again. But we've been in shadow for much of the cruise, that's the thing. So I know that there's a retail park, and I feel like, I feel like the retail park, Elliott Field Retail Park it is now on the left here. Let's check the hair. Hair's not great, but now so I can do about it now. It was combed. I gave it a chance. It was combed and it chose not to comply. This arm down here runs for a few hundred yards, and it's got several businesses in it. There's a hire boat business. There's a hire boat business down there, and Willow Wren is still down there. Morning, folks.
Morning. You still got your tunnel light on?
I know, the switch is inside. Snookered. Yeah.
I get that now.
Well, they were lovely. I was a bit worried because I saw the guy with like a big long white beard and he looked like he might be a bit of a grim type, you know, the grim types. Master and commander types. And but she was a really nice woman. She's like, oh, you still got your lights on, you know. So in this mini aqueduct as we pass, I'm just going to nip in. Not heading for any particular trouble. So let's get in. Get this light off. Right. In fact, there's M&S. Oh my god. Should have that like angel music playing when I see it. Waitrose is the real star of the show, I'll be honest. And I must apologise to Mr. M&S for saying this, but Messrs. M&S for saying this, but Waitrose have got the edge on you guys. Which fair enough, because you pay more for Waitrose, pretty much. They are a bit dearer, but oh god. I think I'll risk the town centre. If I can get them all in there, I'll risk the town centre. Yeah, we're right on it. It is just after these bridges. We're now a fifth of a mile, which is effectively we're on top of it. We've got the facilities around this bend and we've got the moorings. Basically we've arrived. So I'm going super slow. So I've got plenty of time to check out what the options are and make the right call. So I'm starting to see Armco, but it's on a bend. There's no rings, but there's Armco, so this is all moorable. There are rings. Okay, we've got rings. We've got rings, folks. Let's have a look. We've got Armco and rings here. It's fairly open. It's not brilliant, but it's open. But I can't resist the opportunity to moor on rings. What's it like round here? Is it okay?
Yeah.
It looks really nice, doesn't it? It's my first time.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But
lovely.
so no bother, no trouble. That's what we want to hear. Ah, absolute balls up. What I've done, I've tied the front rope too short. Tie the front rope too short and the back end won't come in. It won't pivot round. Is it going to come in? Yes it is, yeah. But she said it's lovely. She said it's a lovely spot. No hassle, no scallywags. This sounds great.